Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Talladega Superspeedway, the site of tonight's Full Throttle Sim Racing Victory Fuel Cup Series race, the Talladega 250 here on Full Throttle Television. My name is Brody Hanna. In the booth with me tonight is Tony Solari. And Tony, we got an action-packed Superspeedway race here tonight for these guys of the Victory Fuel Cup Series. These cars are going to be zooming around this 2.66 mile high-speed, high-banked travel here at Talladega.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's plate racing, and the real guys went to Mexico City, so they were kind of thrown for a loop at a new road course. We had an iRacing update about a week ago, and a lot of these guys have been thrown a loop now, just even at the Super Speedway place because of the setup changes. So yeah, it's going to be exciting to see what some of these guys maybe have figured out for this this kind of special event in a way.
Now, you talk about the replacement track here, Talladega Superspeedway, as opposed to Mexico City, and you're right. We choose it for a reason because of being Build Week. We figure it's easier to come up with a Superspeedway setup than it is some of the other tracks. So we choose to this week to kind of go back to a Superspeedway and give these guys a chance. It's kind of a spin at the roulette wheel here, if you will. At this track, kind of a wild card race. You see the schedule on your screen. We got a Pocono next week, then back to Atlanta Motor Speedway, another super speedway type track, I guess, being a mile and a half. Then Chicagoland, Sonoma, and then over to Dover, and very interesting schedule coming up for these guys.
Yeah, schedule's always is definitely looking good and fun. And yeah, sorry. Yeah, the schedule is pretty good. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun for the next couple of weeks. And again, they have a new car. iRacing did a major update to the car. So I don't know. We don't drive it, so I have no idea really what was changed. But Richie Coy said everything. So I guess there had to be at least one or two things that had been changed. And it's going to throw some of these setup shop teams for a loop for the next couple of weeks, and maybe some of these drivers as well. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. You haven't driven the car either, so I don't think either one of us really know what's majorly different.
No, the only thing I know right away is the dash is a lot different and just looks a little bit different. But other than that, we'll look at our points here for the Victory Fuel Cup Series coming into race 4 of 14 for this B season schedule. Jamie Knopf comes in, your points leader, a pretty sizable lead early on over EJ Luna, Brandon Fetterplace, Kevin Ruff, Nick Alford. You look at these points, though, and Tony, you know as well as I do that anything can and everything can happen here at Talladega, and it usually does.
This is what we call a wild card race as well, yeah. And there is some bit of a tight point battle going on from 2 to 4th right now. Kind of a big step though from our last season champion Nick Alford going into 4th. And but Jamie's holding strong. The Tracy Motorsports teams is looking strong all year, all season really. Well, all year I'd give it to them, but they finally knocked on the win this season, and they're still looking pretty strong out there.
Yep, still looking good on the points side of things, but you're right. There's some guys that need to climb their way up the ladder if they're going to be in the fight here. Looking at our playoff points coming into tonight, you still have 8. We'll say 8 drivers because one driver's no longer racing, but 8 drivers locked in with the wins. Actually, maybe 7. But then you've got Daniel Simmons still knocking on the door. Jeff Chandler, some of these other guys knocking on that door trying to get that win. But you're right. Last week's winner, who was Jamie Knopf, finally knocked that win out. Now he's in the winners column.
Yeah, and again, that team's been showing up, and they're finally having a little bit of luck on their side. And I know it's waiting for the rest of the group. You mentioned Jeff Chandler. We got Lane Allen too. Wayne Grossi had a good win the other night in the Truck Series. So yeah, there's a lot of guys out there right now that are either riding on momentum or starting to have a good finish here and there, and they just got to put the whole race together and finish it. And this is a place that can happen. So I have a feeling we're going to see a new winner tonight.
As we finish up qualifying, we'll quickly look at the track map and track description tonight. Again, talking about the 2.66 mile travel that is Talladega Superspeedway. A lot of fast, no lift, draft pack racing. A lot of excitement that happens, but as well as I do too, Tony, that a small mistake here can end up with some big consequences and take out a lot of cars early on if you're not careful.
Yeah, and it's a strategy track. It's a team track. You just got to play it easy. One of my famous lines around here is just go with the flow, ride around. Once you get to that final pit stop, then you know where you're at, and the game on.
All right, so switch over to qualifying. We're going to do our starting lineup, but before we do that, remember tonight, 94 laps is the full race. Lap 25 is your stage, so those are the two numbers we're looking for on the lap counter. But let's go ahead and switch over. We'll do our starting lineup for tonight's Talladega 250. On the pole tonight, with fast lap, is going to be the 14 of Lane Allen starting on pole position. To his outside, the 19, that is going to be Richie Coy. Starting P3 is last week's winner in the 48, Jamie Knopf. To his outside, the 41, that is Ray Lane, who also notched a win not long ago. Daniel Simmons in the 06 is going to start off P5. Sixth place is going to be the 3 of Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. Starting P7, that is J.C. Evans, and to his outside in 8th is going to be Brandon Fetterplace. Starting 9th, Kermit Henney, and starting 10th is going to be Alexander Hodge in the 53. Starting P11 is the 71, that's William Owens. Starting 12th is going to be the 42 of Kyle Milliken. Starting 13th, that is going to be the 20 of Martin Pinnell. Starting 14th is your A-season champion, Nick Alfred. Starting 15th is going to be the 85. That is Michael Call. Starting 16th is the 83. That is, or 03 is Brian Dixon. Starting 17th is John Connor. 18th is going to be Ray Gill. Starting 19th is Cameron Albertson, and Cameron King will round out your top 20. 21st is going to be the 10. That is Colton Gum. 22nd is going to be Corey Atkins. 23rd is going to be Alex Murphy. 24th is going to be Brian Messer. 25th, Travis Gilbert. And 26th is the 31 of Jeff Chandler. 27th is going to be the 81. That is EJ Luna, and Simon Magden will start beside him. Then you have William Lark, Alan Duranco, Robert Malikian, Martin Garreau, Brandon Elder, Wayne Grassi, AJ Zapata, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., and Mason Hoffner rounded out your 38-car grid here tonight.
Man, 38 cars. That's a pretty good-sized field. And I know some guys are going to the back for last week penalties, and some are getting drive-through starts. Shouldn't hurt them. We got a stage coming at 25. If they those cars just need to kind of work together to stay on that lead lap.
As everybody rolls off the starting grid and forms up, the butterflies are going to be in the stomachs here, especially on the start. There's a lot that goes into these races. A lot of these guys have put a lot of time into their setup trying to get them fast, quick, and very speedy in the straight lines and even in the corners. And so being all packed up together at the start of this race is going to be very, very worrisome for a lot of these guys, especially the ones starting in the back, Tony.
Yeah, well, again, they just got to kind of go with the flow. Just ride around. Just relax. I mean, you got to finish if you want to finish. So you got to take care of the car. And, you know, some of these guys are going to have to learn to just take care of the car and let it come to you. Let the race come to you.
Just realize your pole sitter is one of the ones going to the rear. So that's going to move the inside lane up all one row, which looks like puts who on the front row there?
I think we have Richie Coy going to probably start the field with the Jamie Knopf on the outside or the inside.
Jimmy Knopf in different colors tonight. That was not able to pick him out. Not in the yellow tonight. So he's
I'm noticing that myself. Yeah, very interesting. Color. He's got a Earnhardt throwback. It looks like it's not throwback week.
Well, when you come to Talladega, every week's throwback week. Well, looks like we had the caution extended for some reason.
Huh? Yeah, interesting. Probably to give some of these guys a chance to kind of get to the back of the field. I know Wednesday when we had issued drive-throughs, some guys were still having an issue of the iRacing monitor was not exactly telling them exactly where they needed to be. So there's a little weirdness going on there, which could be some of the cause.
Speaking of weirdness, I just got the call for green flag as they crossed the line there. I'm pretty sure we're not green flag racing yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's just another a weirdness on iRacing part. But hey, you know, it's build week, so I'm not surprised.
For sure. Well, we got a few more minutes. Tony, give me your thought process. I know we did this last week. I try to do this every week. Give me your pick for tonight's win. One's to watch, I guess.
I'm going to go for the Cinderella story. He started on the pole. He unfortunately had an EOL. He's all the way in the back of the field right now. He's won here at Talladega before. I'm going with Lane Allen. I think he's going to kind of pull it through. He knows how to get around these plate tracks. He does very well around here. He's great to have on your side too if you need a pusher or a pushy. And I think Lane's going to kind of knock on the door here. I think he's going to get that win tonight.
I'm going to pick a guy that hadn't had much success this season so far, but he's just waiting to break out. And I know super speedways may not be his thing, but I'm going to go with him anyway. I'm going to pick the 3 of Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. to get it done here tonight. To finally get, we got some issues here. Somebody slow.
Yeah.
But Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. to get the job done here tonight in the 3 car. It just fits. You talking about Earnhardt throwbacks? He's in the 3. I think he gets it done tonight.
Well, that's a good pick. And looks like they finally got this sorted out. And I think we're going to go green.
All right.
Just waiting to see that pace car pull down.
There he goes. So pace car is off. Richie Coy is on the front row on the outside. Jamie Knopf on the inside with those EOLs. We'll see who brings them down to the start-finish line. Looks like it's going to be Knopf as they head into the restart zone, waiting for the green flag to come out here to start us off here at Talladega. The Talladega 200 is underway, and we are green.
Both lines got a really good jump, and here we talk about lines when we're at plate tracks. There's the inside-outside line. They're going to be 2 wide probably throughout this entire race. Most definitely 3 wide at some point. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the 3 wide, especially early on. Maybe if you're in a place for the stage or coming to the line for the finish, but otherwise, just chill. Get out there, get these laps under you.
That outside lane's got a really good push. You got Ray Lane pushing Richie Coy, Bob Fitzpatrick all in line there. Ray Lane, Richie Coy pulled down.
Yeah, top 3 on the outside. Yeah, they came down, so now they are on the bottom line. I almost thought the outside line, too, sometimes in the trucks, the outside line works better. ARCA car as well. Every car has a different preference as far as some of these tracks goes, and especially, the difference between Talladega and Daytona. It's tough to call what's the better lane to be in, but for a minute there I thought it was the upper lane, but it might be the low lane.
Well, this top 3 kind of broke away from that outside lane. They got that working. They pulled to the inside. Now pulling the inside along as on the outside. Is that Hodge on the outside leading the outside lane?
I believe that.
That is Fetter Place.
That's Fetter Place, yeah. Hodge is pushing them, though. And then you have Daniel Simmons right behind. Or no, not Daniel Simmons. That is Kyle Milliken. Behind him on the outside.
Yeah, I know these guys want to go fast. They want to get to the front, but you got to watch those pushes early on. You do not want to turn the guy in front of you around early in the race for sure and end your night early. I know there's a rush to get to the front, but there is plenty of time to get there.
Yeah, and I had heard, too, one of the big changes with this car, and maybe I believe some of the other cars, they are going to overheat more. Usually the next-gen car, you can really kind of lean on a bumper and stay there for a few laps. Not so much now. I think they kind of quash that. So you're going to have to be careful, and you don't want to overheat.
Interesting.
That's what I heard. I mean, yeah, it might be a theory, but that's what Lane and Richie were talking about earlier on. So we'll see. If we see mysterious smoke, that might be the reason.
We had a little bit of a checkup going into 3 there on the inside lane back here. Bunched everybody up at the hang on to it. Still side by side back here for about 13th on back as they try to sort that out on the outside lane. You'll see that all night, though. You'll see some guys just prefer that outside lane. That's where they're going to end up.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, that inside lane is rocking and rolling right now. It looks like they've got about eight cars. Oh, here comes the outside line. A little checkup on the inside, though. Seems like it kind of brought some of that outside together. I'm also looking at chat, too. We got Benjamin Tracy rooting on his guys. Mom's out there. Doyle's out there. Aaron Satcher's out there. So I hope you guys are enjoying this race. So far, so good.
Could be quite entertaining for sure. Keep us turned on, and we'll try to keep you guys informed as things happen here at Talladega. Meanwhile, that outside lane still trying to get things going. Brandon Fetterplace leading that outside lane charge. 53 of Alexander Hodge behind him.
Yeah, and I don't know how much the teams. I know you mentioned earlier. A lot of guys have probably put a little practice or set prep in their setups. But I know Richie said he was running the default iRacing set, and he's looking very strong. I mean, obviously he qualified out on the outside pole, leading this race though so far since green. So he's got the car hooked up right now. Speed is definitely a factor, and you usually don't talk about setups too much at these tracks, but apparently tonight we also saw a lot of cars bottoming out, which is going to affect your speed. But Richie's got, I mean, it looks like the second car can't even really catch Richie at this point. I mean, which is pretty wild.
I can't believe you're taking the word of the crew chiefs down there trying to. Oh yeah, no, we're just running the default set. Yeah, sure,
That's what he said. That's all I can only go by with what I'm told. In the race interview later, we'll see if he's in there.
John Connor jumps to the outside to lead that outside lane. He falls back, though. He jumped up a couple of car lengths ahead, jumps to the top, and falls back in front of, I would say Fetter Place, but it looks like Fetter Place is he leading that outside charge still?
Well, no, he did get kind of put in front of.
Oh, we got a wreck back in the back. Cars turned around in the back.
Oh, yeah, let's see.
Hoffner turned around. Kevin Ruff, I think, involved. Ray Gill.
Well, there was a bit of a checkup there, and it looked like the Wicks car. Oh, no, the 92, Cameron King. Looks like he didn't woe up in time.
So if we go back and look at our best one-time auto care instant replay for the first caution tonight, as we go down the backstretch. Ooh, looks like I have to get a better. See if we have a better view of that.
Yeah, it looked to me just a bit of a checkup in that outside line, and yeah, the 92 just couldn't slow down, didn't see it enough quickly enough.
Right on board the 92 King, who you said check up, pulls down, catches the 06. Yeah, and then it's on from there.
I'm looking to see some of the back end carnage too. Man, Jeff Chandler had a wild ride. He looks like he just sneaked by. Wayne Grassi got through. Our actual pole sitter, Lane Allen, made it through there. He went real low. A couple cars got tore up, and a lot of guys were able to salvage their night from that. So good eyes on most of those guys.
Just right on board with Ray Gill in the 21. He was involved here. Going down the backstretch, checking. Oh, and he just gets clipped. He never saw that coming.
I'll tell you too, the 46, he was threading the needle for sure. That was some good driving right there. You might want to go check that guy out.
46 being Simon Madigan.
Yeah, he worked his way through that. Not a scratch.
Holding your breath.
Yep. It was good hands and a good foot on that brake, because you could tell he was weaving. Hey, that saves your night. This is kind of what you got to do. You got to play it safe, especially in these early laps. We got a long way to go.
See if we get one final view of this wreck from way across the way there. He checked up, down into the 06. Oh, it's hard to see because of the campers.
Well, we're going to re-rack them and restack them. I'm sure the outside lane is going to be thankful, even though that whole front lane, half of those cars that we saw with the inside lane on the breakaway, half of those cars are not going to be on the outside. So we might see a little extra speed out of this outside lane. I don't know if Brandon Fetterplace had enough speed to kind of hold that outside lane, and so we'll see.
Quite a few guys decided to come down pit road here. Some to fix some damage, but some just to top off on fuel, just in case there's a different strategy call to be made here. Kyle Milliken, I think, kind of leading the charge of the guys that came down pit road.
Well, it's probably not a bad option. If you can get a little bit more gas now, that means when you do come in for the stage, you won't be sitting on pit road as long. And we know that this place really, you don't have to take tires here. Now I don't know if that's really changed since the update, but some of these guys could probably gain the lead after the stage by just taking a little gas now. Just pit cycling and all that. So yeah, we'll see.
See how it plays out for sure here. As they get the one to go, they're going to double up here. Get ready for a restart here. Reading that right? Yeah, lap 9. Lap 9 of 94. Again, remember the stage at 25, so that's as far as they need to go. And all these guys can make it, Tony, on the fuel. It's not a question of whether or not you can make it on fuel or not. But although those guys that topped off on fuel are going to be a little shorter have a little more fuel when they stop, so it might shorten their pit stop up just a little bit.
Right, and that's that in addition to maybe only taking right sides or just maybe left sides even. Who knows? They can have that advantage when the stage does eventually fall.
That's true too.
But we'll see. Yeah. Again, there's a lot of strategy involved in these plate tracks, and I know a lot of guys like to practice these more than race these, but to me the race is where it happens, and I like the strategy aspect of it, the team aspect of it, and I think a lot of guys like that also. They just don't like the wrecks and some of the over aggression that sometimes goes along with this, and the Talladega night attitude, I guess you should say. So just be calm, go with the flow, and just ride around there, get these laps under you.
You definitely want to get closer to 25 before you start making moves if you're towards the front. Now, the issue is those guys that are about 15th on back are like, hey, I need more track position so I can do something when the stage comes out. And that's where you kind of get your push from. That's where the guys back there kind of run out of patience, and they're like, I need to get up to the front so I have a shot at getting some of these stage points or whatever. And so that's usually what happens here as things ramp up towards the end of the stage.
And that's not a bad option. And yeah, you're definitely allowed to do it. It just, is it usually the right strategy? Pace car in.
So the pace car is going to pull off. Richie Coy leading the way. Ray Lane, who was pushing him, is going to start on the outside in the 41. That's your front rows. They come to the Geico restart zone, and they're going to enter it right there. They're going to launch, and we're going to get green flag racing once again here at Talladega. Green flag is out, and we are underway once again.
Well, you're number 3. He's the pusher now. Richie Coy was able to lead that field. He's led, I think, all the laps so far. Just looking strong tonight. Now you see the 3 kind of hooks up to Richie. Let's see how long he'll actually be able to stay on there, where he might be able to see him actually back off to get some air to that car.
As they push down the back stretch, those guys fouling in on the inside lane, left that outside lane, a little bit of a gap back to the outside lane as those guys file in on the inside.
Yeah, that outside lane for some reason it's just not going, and I don't know if they don't have the right leader, because obviously the quickest car out front is the one you want out in front. I hate being out front, except for being at the end, because you look at Richie Coy. We had talked about fuel strategy. He's burning the most fuel out of everybody. He's taking all the air, and he is holding that thing to the floor. Everybody else behind him can kind of, almost even go into gas saving mode to a certain extent, which will eventually shorten your pit stop, especially if you don't take the tires. So again, there's a lot of strategy. There's a lot of little chess type moves out there that you could be played at these plate tracks.
Quite a bit of a mix-up back here as Colton Gunn pulls to the outside with teammate the 16 of Robert Malikian pushing him along, and now another car jumps up to the top. That is John Connor in the 18.
Yeah, John Connor has a debut race last week and trying to make a name for himself out here, trying to get that outside line to move. And I don't know if the side draft is just not working with these cars, because I'm kind of shocked to see the outside lane struggling as much as it is right now. We got a guy out of the groove there.
Yeah, a little bit of a shake-up on that outside lane there. Maybe he just decided to duck out of that and get out of the hornet's nest, because it is looking kind of racy back here.
Although the 18, he's starting to pull that line a little bit. You could kind of see him tighten up to the inside line, trying to get a little bit of that side draft, and he is starting to nose through. He is getting some pretty good help though from Colton Gum in the 10 car right behind him. So Colton's pushing away. Oh, and the 18 kind of dips down in front of the 31 right now, or the 91.
He said he had enough of that right in front of Kermit.
Yeah. Yes, I'm still trying to learn all the names with the numbers in the cars. We got a lot of new guys out there, so some are just unquestionable, and some I'm still learning. But man, that outside lane, that 18 should have stayed up out there.
Well, I tell you, they are kind of dropping there, kind of a little bit of a gap between 6th, 7th, 8th right there. That's going to close up on the inside groove. And a lot of times, Tony, when the outside lane gets a run is when that inside lane kind of checks up. When there's a checkup, that outside lane kind of surges ahead, gains a few positions. And that also can kind of be the cause of some of these issues as well.
Yeah, well, they don't have a lot of strength in numbers up there on the outside line either. They have probably about 5 or 6 cars less than the outside lane right now. And I'll tell you, the top 3 of that outside lane, they're bumping way too much, and I think that's kind of hurting. You know, you got the pusher being pushed by the guy behind him, and it's kind of screwing them up too. So I mean, if I was in Colton's position right now, if that was me in that car, thinking I might be holding up the lane because I might not have the speed, I'd pull it back and see if somebody else could get in there.
And it's tough too, being second in lane because you got that bubble. Once you get inside that bubble, it's hard to get off the guy in front of you. And if the guy behind you follows you into that bubble, and you have to check up. Then that can cause some issues for sure. It is a tricky proposition to try to push and go fast in these cars for sure, because once you break that bubble, like I said, it can cause all kind of issues.
Yeah, and it looks like the 16 of Malikian is really getting on Colton, getting him out there. But unfortunately, I don't think Colton's got enough speed though, and then eventually the 16 and the 34 kind of come back to him, and they're just not gaining enough.
Meanwhile, nothing's changed up front. Richard Coy continues to lead. Bob Fitzpatrick second. Ray Lane in third. Jamie Knopf in fourth. Daniel Simmons, your top 5 right now on the inside lane. Oh, you see those guys on the outside kind of misaligned there a little bit because it's a little bit of a checkup back behind them. And this is the chaos that you're kind of worried about.
Well, every time they get Colton out in front, and then he gets a little bit of a run, and then they catch up to him, the whole lane kind of like slinkies back, and it does check up that lane something fierce. So it looks like now we've got I can't tell what number is it, but he's pushing the 81 is pushing the 34 right now, trying to make it 3 wide. They are putting Colton in the sucker hole right now.
A lot of risky moves being made back here, 3 and 4 wide. Everybody trying to find somewhere to run, and they're 3 wide back here in the back of the pack, and it's these guys are definitely probably holding their breath here.
Yeah. And I had to go back to look at our pole sitter, who did get the EOL, Lane Allen, sitting in 22nd right now. Jeff Chandler's right behind him. So apparently Jeff did not get much damage from that wreck there. So he's still out there looking pretty good. But yeah, I'm just, I picked Lane. I'm kind of waiting for him to kind of walk his way through the field, and he's slowly getting there. But with that outside lane not moving much, there's really no place to go. So until you get a fast guy out front that can kind of pull that lane. And Lane might be the guy, though. He might be the guy if he can get in front of that lane. He does have a fast car tonight.
Lane trying to pull the lane?
He might be able to pull the lane if Lane can get there. Drink every time I say Lane.
Yeah, it's bad advice. Bad advice.
Yeah, maybe.
What's an outside lane try to reorganize with the new leader out front? Who is that on the outside? That is going to be...
I think it's Brandon Fetterplace, right now.
No? Is that Kermit Henny? Kermit. He's in a green car.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, he's in a very bright green car.
So who's that right behind him? Travis Gilbert?
Well, it was the 86, and yeah, he dipped back into the inside lane. Oh, but he's back in the outside lane now.
That was Gilbert, but now we got a bunch of cars jumping to the outside lane. Every time I see a yellow car, I think it's Jamie Knopf. It is not.
No, it's the 18. 18 and John Connor.
Once again.
Well, and as we were just saying, or I was just saying too, you get a fast guy in that outside lane, and you're going to see that outside lane move, and I think that's what we're seeing now. We knew John had a little bit of speed earlier, and he's getting a good push from the 86. We'll just see if they got enough move.
3 wide back here. Brandon Third chooses to make a third lane back there in the back. He's third lane back here, 3 wide, and it's not working, so they're going to have to duck back in.
I think he kind of got suckered on the outside there, and just trying to regain where he was. But right now, that 18, he's got some speed, and he's getting a good push, and they have finally they're working on that inside lane. They still got a ways to go, but it's looking a lot better for them now than it was earlier.
Third lane still trying to be formed. Now it's the one of Corey Atkins on the outside leading that outside lane. They just can't quite get momentum to make that work.
No, and honestly, with lap 19, I don't think stage points are really in your future at this point. So to me, I don't know. Unless you got a real fast car to make that third lane move with a nice enough run to get some steam out of it, you're probably not going to have enough time to even reach the top 15, let alone top 10.
I mean, they're having a tough time making the second lane work, much less the third lane here. But we'll see what happens. They're still trying to make it work back there.
Well, I give them an A for effort. Just don't get an F for failure. For wrecking.
F for execution.
Yeah.
A for effort, F for execution. Let's hope it doesn't get that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 18, I don't think he's moved off the 91 on the inside there.
He got past him about a lap, almost maybe 2 laps ago, and something happened. And honestly, it could have been the fact that the 86 was overheating. The 86 was pushing him for a good couple of laps there, and he might have just got a little too hot, had to lay off, and that really just killed the momentum of that lane.
There's that word again.
There's it, yeah. Don't have a drink. Yeah, now you see the 86 get back to the bumper again, and they're starting to kind of climb up. He's going to have to manage that temperature, manage that heat, especially too with the stage coming. If they're looking for the stage points, kind of minimize it. Push within that last lap, so that way you're going to have to, you'll have that opportunity to cool down for the caution.
There's the push. We're right on board with the 86 all over the back bumper of that 18, trying to give him that push to get some momentum to move towards the front of the pack. And it works a little bit, but...
well, he's up to the 4th car now, and that's the most I've seen him.
Here they go. They got some momentum here. See how far he can carry it as they go down the backstretch. He's up to 3rd. He's going to get a big push. Here's a big bump here from Travis, trying to push him.
Almost door-to-door with the leader right now. Kind of door-to-door with the 3, but the 3's going to have to back off of Richie in a little bit here.
They'll lose a little momentum here. He's going to gather it back up if they come off the corner here. Ooh, and here comes the 3rd place. Ray Lane's going to jump up and lead this group on the outside now.
Let's see if Ray's got enough to bell this lane here.
I think that's the call, because the 18 of Connor, his car is going to be cooled off enough where he can push here. So let's see if he can push him by as they head down the backstretch.
Well, yeah, he was a good pushy. Does he got the wherewithal to give Ray a good push here to get in front of Richie? Right now, it's been a Richie show the whole race. And he's getting a lot of help from the 3, so he's got the 3 might not win tonight, but right now he's getting a co-win.
He's right on board with the 18, giving that push. But it's not working out, man. Those guys are going backwards. The 41 of Lane going backwards, even though he's being pushed with that help from the 18.
I don't know if Lane's got, or Ray has got the car to be pushed to even lead that outside line. It's kind of something we've been talking about. You got to have that fast car to kind of lead this group, and he definitely does not. The 18 was much stronger out front.
You got to hope desperation doesn't set in here, because we're going to come around to one to go to the end of the stage at the line. So time is running out, and now we have a 3-lane fight as 18 pulls to the outside.
Yeah, the 18
check up. Wreck. We got a wreck back here, and that's going to end the stage. So this guy's in the wall. Multiple cars. Caution is out. Hey, Richie Goy's going to take on that stage win.
Yeah, the 24 kind of had a checkup for the 18, kind of checked up the 1, and then the 81. And
we're going to look at our Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay here. Heading into turn 3. Just a lot of checkups. Cars out of line there. Just push it too hard.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the 89, 92. The 20 got a little damage. Nick Elford, the 98, the 84, Brandon Fetterplace, and the 81 so far have got some contact. The guys who made it through, Jeff Chandler, Lane Allen, Brandon Elder, some of those guys got pretty lucky back there.
I'll tell you what, one guy that's got no luck at all this season, it seems like, is Nick Alford. He's involved in that and pretty much done for the night. You got Michael Call involved, Brian Dixon involved. Actually, no, Brian Dixon was not involved. Those guys came around it.
Yeah.
AJ Zepeda, Ray Gill involved, EJ Luna.
Ray Gill. I'm thinking of Ray Lane. We got a lot of Rays and Lanes out there. So. But yeah, a lot of cars got some damage. Ray Gill, though, doesn't look like he's too damaged. I don't see a whole lot of damage on his car. EJ Luna looked okay. Yeah, Fetterplace got some front end damage. Cameron King's got some front end damage. Actually, Fetterplace got some front and rear end damage. So, well, you got the yellow right now. You could get this thing fixed up and live to fight another day here. I'm kind of going through, looking at the restart order here after some pit stops, showing Kyle Milliken leading this race.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't come down pit road.
Really? Well, I know he pitted under that first caution.
So whether that's planned or not, he's going to opt for some track position here unless he decides to dip down. I don't think he can dip down the second time by. So he's going to stay out and take the lead of this race.
Yeah. I don't know how that's going to work fuel strategy, but he's definitely going to have to pit at some point, probably earlier than everybody else. But
the question is, can he make it to, far enough to where he can do one pit stop and be done? Because that's what everybody else is going to have to do, is one more pit stop in this stage. If he can make it, though.
With 94 laps, though, that you gotta stretch this fuel. I don't know if that's the right idea there. Maybe, unless he's planning on hopefully having an early caution here.
Could be. He's only on track half the time, though, so maybe he's saving fuel that way. He's blinking.
Yeah, he's blinking a little bit. So everybody's saying that they're driving. I'm driving them to drink, and bad shifts. And somebody thought the word gaggle. Gaggle, you can drink on gaggle too if you'd
like. Doyle says, "Too early for stupid. It's never too early for stupid."
Yes. That's true.
Oh, goodness. Control R.
Yeah, the 06 car does have a kind of a weird skin on his car, and I don't know if that is. I
Looks
don't
like
know.
they duct taped the number on the side of the car.
Yeah, well, to the underside of the car, that's what it looks like to me. But I mean, I don't know. Jamie Knopf's got a new paint job. We've seen that right away. So something's working in trading paints land.
Well, I hope you guys are enjoying. I'm just watching somebody. Yeah. Brian says you're drink on the word gaggle. I'm trying to avoid that word tonight.
We haven't had too many gaggles.
The whole pack is a gaggle here at Talladega. So
right, and because that outside lane really isn't going, we haven't had much of a gaggle.
And Doyle says he's Doyle says he's drinking on everything tonight. I hear you. He said 14-hour shift today, and he said it was rough. So he's definitely drinking. I hear you, Doyle. Enjoy it, man. Sit back and enjoy the race. Enjoy the comedic quality of what is Talladega Superspeedway racing.
That's right. And to all those guys that are fathers out there, I want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day, even though it was yesterday. Got some time spent with my dad, and it was a good night yesterday.
Yeah, happy belated Father's Day.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to get them restacked and get racing once again here at Talladega. The pace car is going to pull off double file. Kyle Milliken leading. Bob Fitzpatrick, we didn't mention this, but he beat Richie Coy off of pit road. He's going to lead that outside lane. You got Coy, Knopf, and Simmons, your top three, as they come down to the restart zone here. And we'll get this thing back going here as they enter the restart zone there. Green flag is out, and we are racing again here at Talladega.
Well, Bob was a great pusher, and he was keeping Richie out there in front. Let's see how he is at leading this pack there. Kyle, though, got a great jump, though, and just wait for the rest of that group now to start slinking in. Oh, and there goes Bob, down low, right behind Kyle.
And right in front of Richie Coy, those guys have been working together all night. And Bob's going to give a big push to the 42 of Milliken.
I'll tell you, Kyle not taking tires or gas, and now leading the pack. He is going to be running out of fuel a lot quicker than some of these other guys. So we're definitely going to have to watch for that.
It definitely is a play for track position. You definitely want to be towards the front because it's been chaotic in the back. We'll see how that plays out, though. And also, keep in mind, too, if you've run in traffic all night, you really don't know what your car's going to do out front here. So he's going to find out a lot about his car right here.
Right, exactly. The only one that we can really say that knows what he's got tonight is Richie Coy. He's led all those laps early on. So, I mean, even Jimmy Knopf now, he was starting to get a good run on the outside, but it kind of fell back. And now Jamie dips in behind Richie, realizing that, he can't lead that group either.
They get kind of misaligned on the front as well. That's the 09 of J.C. Evans right behind the... Actually, is he behind somebody? Is he leading that pack now?
Yeah, J.C. Evans is leading. Jamie Knopf came down, and Kevin Ruff is his pusher right now. I could tell you, though, I know what Kyle's thinking. Man, give me cautious if I can get in and at least top off.
Well, I don't think he wants it this soon. I think they want to run a few laps and then encourage some of the other guys to come in and take those, the tires and fuel. I think if you're Kyle, you're hoping for a caution about 10, 15 laps in. That way some of the guys think they can make it to the end of the race, which I don't think that even works out in math. So I'm not really sure.
I didn't bother to ask anybody what their fuel mileage was today, as usual, and I don't know. I don't know if Kyle's got enough gas. I mean, I can't imagine these things could do more than 40, 45 laps. He might be out another 10, 15 laps, especially leading.
Well, I'll tell you what's worked out is even if he does pit, well, I don't know. I mean, if he's by himself, that's an issue, but you may want to be back there and kind of out of this pack in case a caution comes out. I'm not sure. We'll see how it works out. It's an interesting strategy for sure to stay out here because you're right. He's shorter on fuel, but he's got that track position, staying out of trouble back there in the back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call. And there, Richie Coy goes to the outside, getting a nice push from J.C. Evans. And we know Richie's got that speed being out in front. Does he got enough speed to hold this outside line, though, and propel them? And I know I guarantee if he gets clear of Kyle, he's going to dip low.
That's an interesting call, though, because we've seen all night that outside lane really struggled to get any speed. I don't think we've seen a pass on the outside yet tonight. So for him to pull up there is a risky move. We'll see.
Not for the lead, at least, yeah. You just need JC to kind of keep up there with him, but we got to worry about the overheating too, and they're slowly starting to catch that second car. Still door to door with Jamie Knopf right now.
On board with JC Evans in the 09, behind Richie Coy in the 19. There he goes with that push to the 19. Pretty big run down the straightaway, although the 3 is locked on the back bumper of the 42 as well on the inside. Not much, a little bit of ground they're making up, but not much as he pulls off as they head into 3. Oh, the 3! Oh, he blew up! The 3 blew up!
Wow. We talked about that. I didn't think I was going to see it, but wow. And that basically, you just handed the lead over to Richie Coy. JC Evans goes down with him along with Kevin Ruff. And Kyle Milliken, unfortunately, just getting freight trained.
I'm amazed. And I got to give these guys credit because I'm surprised that wasn't a caution when the 3 blew up and they're all packed up on top of each other. He did a great job of pulling down to the bottom to get out of the way. But man.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it kind of happened at a very opportune moment for him as well. So he was on the inside line. If he was on the outside, that could have been a lot worse. But there you have it, though. And there really is no rhyme or reason. I mean, when the car's starting to overheat, but, it could go at any second. So I know the trucks will flash red for a long time. At least the old trucks did. It's just one of those things you got to pay attention to. And I'm sure if anybody noticed what happened, they're going to be a little bit more generous with the amount of pushing they're doing tonight.
Here's the 3 pushing into the corner, blows up. Oh man, gets to the bottom. I'm just amazed. I gotta give those guys kudos for not causing a wreck there. It's so easy. It happens so quick.
Yeah.
But well, commentators curse, I guess, right?
Well, you picked the 3 to win tonight, so you got another choice now, I guess.
Well, you can't pick against the 19 of Coy right now. I mean, he's led so many laps. He's got a strong car, been up front.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be kind of an easy choice. I'm going way out on a limb to pick the car that's led so many laps tonight. But right now, we're seeing a big push on the outside lane. And Alan Duranco is going to take the lead with help from Alexander Hodge.
Yeah, I was watching a little bit further back, and I don't know if that inside lane got a little bobbled up there, or maybe JC had to pull off of Richie and really slowed down that momentum on the inside.
Well, we did see the 09 kind of flashing there, kind of losing connection. So down the back stretch, I wonder if that cost him a little momentum.
Yeah, because I've always often wondered too, if the car does disappear like that, does that mean that so does your aerodynamics?
Your draft disappears, yes.
Right. So yeah, that definitely hurt that lane.
So new leader, the 2 of Alan Duranco, with help from the 53 of Alexander Hodge, takes over the lead here, and it's going to lead the Talladega 250.
Yeah, we're back to having that outside lane struggle again. I was kind of looking back at Lane Allen in 13th right now. He's still slowly trying to work his way up, and the pack now is starting to. It looks like they're going to be catching a little lap traffic.
They are. That outside lane trying to find some draft help. Actually, the 24 ducking out of line. It's going to be put past by the 71 of William Owens.
I think the 24 tried to catch the draft off the lap car, which is the 92, and they said, "Well, we don't want to go draft with them." And they kind of left William. Although his teammate Corey Atkins kind of let him back in line.
Crossing the line, complete lap 20 or 36, 37 in the books here at Talladega. Racing lap 94. There is still a pit stop to come for these guys, so they'll have to figure that out and when they're going to pit, who they're going to pit with, and how they're going to execute that.
Well, with about 50, what do we got, 59, 57 laps left to go. Again, I don't remember exactly how much fuel, but I guess I would assume if the 42 of Kyle Milliken can stay out another 10 laps, he'll be in good shape. But if not, yeah, it's going to kind of hurt for him.
Outside lane starting to check up just a little bit. You saw a little bit of a checkup there. Pushed the car out of line.
We got teammates leading that outside line right now. The Tracy Motorsports duo. Daniel Simmons giving his teammate Jamie Knopf a push. Let's see. I mean, we know they're quick week in, week out, but I don't think I've seen either one of them run a lane right now. And now they're working together, and they're starting to move.
They kind of pulled out in front of this group, and now that group's kind of abandoned for those cars as they make a third lane. The 71 and 7 went with them, but everybody else pulls up to the top side. That's the 20. Is that the 24 of William Lark?
Yeah, the 24 and 1 also teammates. So you got two teams of teammates lined up, and then you got Lane Allen and Toe on that third lane. Jamie Knopf pulls down though. Wow,
there's a lot going on 4 wide right now.
It almost looked like to me that Jamie kind of pulled down into that lane just because he didn't like getting pushed. I think he was getting a little pushed too much by the pusher.
Which is interesting because I believe that was his teammate that was doing the pushing.
Well, I think somebody was pushing Daniel. I think the 24 was kind of hitting Daniel, and then Daniel was getting into the 48, and it just got a little bit too flustered. And now he's getting a great push from the 71. I think Jamie's got the speed. Yeah, I think he's got the speed to get up there. He just needs to have that pusher work with him.
Well, they got to get organized because right now there were some working against them there as well, as there was 4 of them. Then the rest of the pack pulled to the top side. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. But again, it looks like that outside lane is just so tough to get going.
Right. I mean, they got to get the outside lane to be viable before they can even consider making a third lane work. But I kind of have a feeling Richie Coy's looking out that right side mirror, and he might pick up Jamie if Jamie starts getting that run.
Still 31 cars under a blanket here in the main pack as we cross the line for lap 40.
Yeah, 54 more to go. Again, I'm thinking most of the field's going to be pitting within the next 15 to 20 laps.
We got a wreck. They keep it straight, but the 16 and Malikian involved, and we got a car against the wall. Is that last week's winner? No, that's William Owens against the wall.
Yeah, the 71 was against the wall. I think EJ Luna was the guy that got kind of forced down in there. Oh, no, Ray Gill that got kind of forced down in there.
So this is definitely going to split up that pack. I was just talking about everybody being under a blanket. Now they're spread out back there at the back.
Yeah, there was a lot of ruckus going on in the back, but everybody was able to kind of keep it straight and not too much damage. But, yeah, everybody's still moving along.
And that's going to be even less energy for that outside lane to work. So this is going to be really tough for those guys to make passes here. And it's all, Tony, it's all going to come down now to pit stops. Pit strategy, you've got to get in, get out as quick as you can, gain your spots in the time that way. And that is the easiest way to pass, it appears, here tonight at Talladega.
Well, it's always, to me, every plate race we've ever gone, it comes down to that last pit stop, and that's really where it makes or breaks your race. And that checkup, as I'm kind of going back through the field here, we've got a lot of different groups. We talk about that too, as well as William Owens is completely out of the draft. Then we got a 5-car pack that's slowly starting to get.
Do we have a? Oh, we got a wreck now. They're wrecking on the backstretch, and caution is out. And the second group's coming through. And we got somebody slamming in the wall to avoid the 51 sitting in the middle of the track there. And pace car's out.
Wow.
So that wreck took a minute to develop there. Let's see what we see in the best one tire and all the carries the replay.
I thought that lap down car was giving them issues, but that wasn't the case at all. That happened way before they even got to him.
Once again, it's not giving me the correct car for some reason.
It looks like the 10 of Colton Gum Kind of washed up the track a little bit. Got into Travis Gilbert, maybe? Yeah, Travis Gilbert, 86. Kind of washed up the track. They're pretty tight, both of them.
And the actual wreck happened behind him.
Yeah,
What brought out the caution, so see what happens with 10 of Colton Gum here.
Yeah, there was a checkup. The 52 actually got into Lane Allen. Kind of going back and looking at this. Lane hits the wall. Bounces off the wall.
Yeah, 10 up into the 86. Right there. Well, I think this is what... well, let's go back and see if we can see it again. Somebody shoots across the track right there in a white car and annihilates another car there.
That was, I believe, Lane Allen. Him and Corey, they were running nose to tail when they saw the slip up in front of them. They both checked up. Lane got kind of tapped from the 52, and it shot him up and down the track. And unfortunately, there was a couple cars in Lane's way there, and that's probably what you saw. And the second back is coming along, and wow, they're trying to dodge the 51 there. A couple guys got the wall from that.
Tough night for a pole sitter. Started, got the pole, started from the rear, had a few issues, and, well, this has been a rough night.
My guy might be out now tonight, too. I guess I'm going to go for Richie Coy as well. I'm looking to see if actually Lane towed. Yeah, I believe he did tow. So yeah, he's probably out for the night.
Well, we did have pit stops from some of the guys, although I think our top 3 stayed out, if I remember looking at that right.
Well, I'm going to go back and verify, but I kind of feel like they might know that maybe they're still not going to make it on field. Or there's still going to have to be one more stop.
Actually, top 4. No, top 3. Alan Duranco, Richie Coy, Kevin Ruff, all 3 stay out here at the for this caution.
Interesting strategy. Now, I don't know what they've done to the tires, but to me, I don't know. Maybe I would have topped off, got those tires. That way, it would have made your green flag stop a lot quicker.
But Tony, we've seen all night that the outside lane is not moving. It's so hard to pass out here tonight. Track position is king and is key to this race tonight. So, gotta wonder.
Yeah, I know. And we have heard that, in the previous races that clean air is king as well. I mean, it's shown to be pretty proven tonight, too. I mean, even when Alan Duranco was out front for those amount of laps, he had a nice, strong, commanding lead.
Better place
with minimal pushing.
Was hoping he's a lap down. He was hoping to get a lap back there, but the top 3 did not pit, so it's going to kind of pin him a lap down still here. And Cameron King is going to be the one getting the lucky dog tonight.
Well, Brandon Fetterplace, he's showing 11 laps down right now, and right now I'm showing Martin Pinnell as the guy 1 lap. He's the only guy right now 1 lap down.
Okay.
Cameron King is 4.
I was going to say, I don't know if Cameron King actually was the lucky dog there, but I think he was.
Although Martin Pinnell, he's still in pits right now. Lane obviously is out. William Owens, he's in the pits right now. I believe he's out. Cameron King is still on track, and Brandon Fetterplace as well.
Got to give a shout out to guys in chat. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far tonight here at Talladega. It's been quite of an exciting one. A lot of things working out tonight, strategy-wise. A couple guys staying out, some guys pitting. This was what the 42 wanted to see, though, Kyle Milliken. He came down with the rest of these guys, and he's currently in 7th. So that move for track position was perfect for him because now he's right in the mix and on the same strategy.
Yeah, I almost kind of forgot about Kyle, but yeah, you're 100% right. That's definitely something he wanted to see. It worked out good for him. He's got the track position. He just, I know he was flashing once or twice. So hopefully everybody's got good connections tonight, and you guys capitalize on this track position.
To the restart zone here. Alan Duranco continued to lead. He gets a good launch. Green flag is out, and we're racing once again here at Talladega.
Got to go back up to the lead. Wow, Alan Duranco got a great run out there up front. Richie Coy, though, starting on the outside line, and I'm sure he's going to try and dip down if he gets that clear signal. I know he's waiting for a push, though, to kind of maybe try to get him out front.
With the 53 ducked down below on the bottom there, so he's not going to be the one pushing. He's going to have some more help from, looks like, William Lark on the outside.
I think Richie will take anything he can take right now. Just get me to the pit stop. Oh, we got a car sliding all the way in the back. They were able to gather it up. He's in the grass, though. Another guy up in the wall. No caution. I have to go back and see exactly who that was.
Ray Lane in the 41. Cameron King broken. He's coming to pit road. Meanwhile, up front, ouch. Richie Coy clears to the front. He's going to pull down in front of the 2 of Duranco. He's going to take this lead, leaving the 2 teammates, the 24 and the 1, on the outside lane.
Well, I went back. I had to go back. Colton Gum, unfortunately, kind of made a little, I guess I would say a slightly sketchy move there. Got into the 41 there, kind of forced him down. And yeah, the 51 Messer trying to check up. Brandon Fetterplace on the bottom. Boy, that was, man, that was pretty rough.
Go back and see if we can look at this while they're fighting for the lead here. We'll let this sort out a little bit.
Right now, 24 is getting ready to pass Richie Coy. They are door to door right now.
Boy, that's
fighting for that first spot.
Aggressive pushing from the 1, though. You've got to worry about that. You've got to get lined up. Pulling out like that, you're going to have issues if you get misaligned, as they're still side by side for the front.
I think we've seen that by the Carolina boys once before, that they had a 3-car lineup of the teammates, and it did not go well for one of them, from what I recall.
Only 2 in the race tonight, and those 2 have found each other on the front row of the outside lane, or front of the outside lane. But now you see that inside lane starting to get organized, and they're going forwards.
Well, Corey had to pull off at the 24 pretty quick, so he probably was getting that overheating. But it looks like he's going to try and get back up there. Give that 24 another push again.
And again, as this field kind of dwindles, as cars fall out of the draft and cars fall out of the race, there's going to be less and less energy up front for these guys to use, especially on that top side. So the fewer cars, you're going to have less energy. It's going to be harder, even harder to pass.
Yeah, strength in numbers, but especially too like this, just you need that fast car on the outside with a good pusher, and maybe not a guy that pushes the entire lap, but a more consistent push throughout multiple laps. You know, where you're maybe just bumping down the back straight or the front straight even.
Let's take this opportunity to go back and see what happened to Ray Lane back here. Best Win Tire and Auto Care instant replay. It looks like Lane, 10 up the track a little bit. And then Lane goes sliding through the grass. Who else was involved in that?
Brandon Fetterplace got a little damage. I believe Cameron King was a little damaged. Brian Messer a little damaged as well.
Oh, there's the impact that put Cameron in there. Was that Fetterplace that got into the 51?
I think so, yeah. Fetterplace was trying to
3 teammates there.
Yeah. Surprising no caution, but they were able to kind of keep it straight. But yeah, definitely a little bit more damage for that team. They're not having a good night tonight. Back out front though, Richie Coy being pushed by Alan Duranco, and Alan's doing kind of like what I was talking about. He's kind of giving Richie a nice good push down the front straight, back straight. then laying off a little bit, just
He
kind of
is.
giving him that bump.
That's what I'm looking at. He's leaving a pretty large gap between him and the 19. I wonder if he's thinking about getting a run and trying to make a move. But while they're doing all that, here comes the 24 and the 1 on the outside with that big push. Can they do something going down the backstretch? We got to watch those temps, though, as they head down into turn 3.
Oh, it looks like the two of them. Yeah, they clear.
That
They're
gap
able to
that
make
the
that
2
work.
was leaving, that gap that the 2 was leaving to the 19, open that up for those guys to make that move.
Yeah, well, overheating's a thing nowadays, so you gotta mind that overheating, mind that flashing red temperature gauge. Now I wonder if these cars got a shift light, because all the other ones don't, but they probably got the overheating gauge.
You should have asked if they say overheating on the display.
Yeah, the trucks, they completely spell it out, overheating, but we have no shift light. I mean, what? Doesn't make sense to me.
Still got the one right on the back bumper of the 24. You got to worry about the temps on that one car.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, especially too the way that you really just want to hang with them. The way that the inside line has just been able to hold the lead, just stay with them. You don't really have to overly push him, especially at this point. Especially too, I guarantee these guys got to get some more gas. So this is the time, of the race. I like to say this is the save portion of the race. Save some gas. That way you shorten up your pit stop a little bit. Get your last set of tires if you want them. Top it off, and then just finish this. But then it begs the question, do you want to go now? When do you want to go? Do you go early? Do you want to wait? Maybe another caution? I don't know.
You want to go with friends is when you want to go.
And that's true, yeah.
Unfortunately, 3 of them staying out, they're going to be shorter on fuel than the rest of the pack. So they're going to have to pit a little bit earlier than maybe some of the other guys want to.
Right. So, yeah, and they had their bed made to pit on a certain lap anyway. So, yeah, we'll see what eventually happens. And we know that was Richie, Duranco, and I believe the 53, Alexander Hodge, stayed out. There might have been a fourth car as well, right?
No, there was 3. There was Cabin Ruff, Duranco, and Corey.
Oh, okay, Cabin. That's right.
Still, we have 30 laps to go here at Talladega. The Talladega 250 underway for the Victory Fuel Cup Series. These guys back here are still jockeying for position. Another group trying to make it 3 wide back here.
Yeah, and Williams doing everything he needs to do right now. He's kind of staying out there. Corey has definitely kind of backed off of him a little bit, so he's definitely kind of minding his car. And honestly, if they could get through a good set of pit stops when pit stops happen, they might be in the catbird seat with this.
Trying to make it 3 wide, but they are coming up on some lap traffic. It's going to make things a little tight back here in the back. As Jamie Knopf, Daniel Simmons, and another car back there trying to make that third lane work. Just cannot get things to work up there.
Yeah, actually, the lap car, Lane Allen he got towed, got fixed. He's back out there just making up some laps. Fortunately, 9 laps down. Not the night he's been looking for. And I was rooting for you, Lane. But yeah, there's no point of going 3 wide when you can't even get the 2 wide to work. I don't know.
See some of these guys starting to dip down to that inside lane to give up on that outside back there. So that outside lane is starting to fall apart, and we are coming up on the lap count that you can make it from here on. I think about 42. I can't remember if it's 37 or 42 laps these guys can go, but somewhere in that range. And so we're well within that window where these guys can pit and make it to the end of the race. But some of these guys just came off pit road. They may not care to revisit anytime soon.
Well, yeah, I would imagine some of those guys that did pit, yeah, they're going to kind of try to extend this out as long as possible, especially if you got like a good team, say like Elevated. They have strength in numbers on that side. And although some of the guys, like Alan Duranco, did pit. So it's one of those things where, so they're going to have to pit maybe with the team or without the team. Without the whole team, I should say.
Well, when did we go back green? What lap did we go green on?
I will verify. Let me see. We went back to green on lap, it looked like lap 47.
So,
No, I'm not mistaken. 46.
so yeah, nobody can make it from there, I guess.
No. And that's why I think some of those guys did stay out, because they knew they were going to have to at least come in for another top off at some point.
Right. Oh, we got issues back here, and everybody keeps it straight, but some guys misaligned. I saw. Oh, we still got some things going on back here. Somebody trying to hang on to it on the bottom.
Yeah, the 06 was struggling to get back up, get back on the track, and almost lost it trying to get back up there. At least he's shown as the 06, but no, it's Mason Hoffner. Is he car number 30?
It says 30. Yeah, it says 30. His car says 06.
Okay, yeah.
Let's go back and see if we can see what happened here. See what happened going into turn 3.
Looked like 35 got a bad push and kind of knocked him right into Mason. Well, they were able to kind of hang on. That was sketchy for some, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's scary.
Fortunately, Mason did lose the draft because of all that.
Nothing changed up front. The 24, William Lark, continues to lead the 1. Corey Atkins, 2 teammates. We got the 19 of Corey in 3rd. Duranko in 4th. Kevin Ruff riding in 5th. Alexander Hodge 6th. J.C. Evans 7th. Gal Milliken in 8th. Robert Malikian in 9th. And and Travis Gilbert in 10th.
Yeah, now I'm counting the cars right now. We've got about 12 to 13 cars in a line on the inside line. The outside line is completely gone. Well, we got 3 cars now that did kind of form up to that outside line, but I don't think it's going to work for any of those guys that are out there. Corey has been pushing William, though, and it kind of towed Richie in line. I mean, that 3 car almost has a small breakaway from 4th place Alan Duranko. Although they're so slowly reeling each other back in now. Corey's got to be careful.
Unfortunately, that gap is going to lead to a checkup when they get there, too. It's something we're going to have to watch, because when they catch up, they're going to have to check up, and there could be some issues back in the back because of it.
Yeah, I mean, the only benefit there is they are single wide for the most part, so there's at least places to go. But, man, yeah, it's that is a small, thin pack, probably the thinnest we've seen tonight right now. I don't think there's 20 cars in that opening pack.
Watching Wayne Grassi here in the 7, currently 14th spot in this main pack. Our winner from the truck race on Wednesday night. And boy, was that entertaining at the end.
Oh, yeah, I know. It was being in it. Yeah, that was kind of fun. I'm sure there would have been many, many broken bones if that were real life towards the end there. But yeah, fun race all together. And I think for the most part, the guys did pretty good. But yeah, as usual, it got a little sloppy at the end.
Notice I chose my words carefully. Entertaining.
Right, exactly.
Exciting. That works as well. But from behind the driver's, in the driver's seat, it might be a little bit different.
Well, in the seat, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I do enjoy a plate race, especially the ones that I could finish. And I did finish, so it wasn't bad. But Corey Atkins keeps leaning on that teammate at 24. Again, Corey's going to have to pay attention to that temperature gauge. I mean, he is, you definitely do not want the motor to go pop.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple times already tonight. That 3 car even laying on the back of somebody, and eventually it blows up. He's got to know, he's got to watch that temperature. As now we see a surge on the outside. Travis Gilbert trying to make things happen outside of Richie Coy. Almost got to the outside of the 1 of Atkins.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. I don't see the reason to be pushing that much now.
Look at that. The 1 of Atkins goes to the outside. Is going to pull up in front of that lane.
Yeah, look at that.
And
That's
now,
kind of interesting.
and now Gilbert's going to get a push on the outside from, who is that? Nick Alford shows up.
Yeah, wow.
He was in a wreck
And
earlier tonight.
he was, and he's worked his way all the way up to fourth and doing a great job right now. It looks like those top 3 cars are almost ready to dive down. Although Nick is getting a good push from Cameron Abelson. Or no, who is that? That is
Murphy, the 35 Alex Murphy.
The 92 I'm looking at. Why did I? Oh, but he's laps down. Cameron King. He was kind of getting the push there in the third position on the outside lane. That's why I didn't see him on the board. He's multiple laps down. He's going to have to be careful with what he's doing out there. But yeah, now the roles have reversed. The 24 is giving Corey Atkins a push.
I'm interested to see that Travis Gilbert didn't take that inside lane when he had him cleared there.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, at this point in the race, I mean, if I was in there, if you could see maybe they don't see the trends that we're seeing, but yeah, if you could get that inside lane, get it.
Well, I tell you what now, he missed an opportunity there because they're starting to drop back on the outside once again.
Well, I think Nick is not giving him great pushes, and he may have been getting pushed himself, and that has really choked up that lane. Now it looks like Travis Gilbert's going to be in the sucker hole here. The sad thing is there's just no momentum on that outside lane, so there really isn't even a sucker hole.
Is that Alfred? I think it's Alfred bailing out up top, is it not?
Cameron King that kind of bailed out up there.
Okay.
Which is probably a smart thing to do, especially multiple laps down. You don't want to be the cause of the wreck here. Maybe not now.
Well, they're kind of spread out here. We got some pit stops happening. Looks like the 19 Okoye's coming in. He's bringing in some other guys, hot and heavy into pit road.
It looked like a lot of elevated went in there. Yeah, total 7 cars. Kevin Ruff, Kyle Milliken, Duranco, the 35.
Hodge, Murphy.
Wayne Grassi is all in. And we knew those 3 cars, they did not pit, so they needed to come in anyway. And we kind of assumed they were going to be the first guys out there.
We'll watch our leaders here, see what they choose to do as they come around 3 and 4. Atkins leading Lark. Do they decide to come this time? Doesn't look like they do. They're going to stay out one more lap. And it's all about time. It's all about how these guys come out of the pits and get organized.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that front group did not get organized right away. Kyle Milliken kind of led that group right now. He's got 2 cars in tow with him, but then there's a lone Wayne Grassi kind of in the middle, and then Richie's getting hooked up with Kevin Ruff right now. And then Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., he's kind of towards the end of the field there. So, yeah, they got to get organized quickly. But as all that's happening, yeah, our lead pack is not pitted yet. We have no takers. They have the gas, though. They can stay out a little longer. So they should be all right. They will have to pit at some point.
We'll see if the early pit stop or the late pit stop is the way to go. It's going to play out here as we end this race.
Well, the problem is that those early pitters, I don't know if everybody was on the same tire strategy or whatnot, but yeah, they were broken up quite a bit. And you know, we've talked too, if our team cannot pit at the, you know, if we have bad pit stops, the lead group of our team needs to slow down to let everybody else catch up. And unfortunately, that did not happen. It looks like, is that Alan Duranco pulling in? I wonder if he got a pit penalty.
He is. He's back in pit road, so apparently he had an issue. He's going to come back down pit road.
Wow. And our lead group is still out there.
Yeah, they just went around Kevin Ruff. Kevin had a tough time apparently as well in his pit stop, so he's going to get lapped by the lead group. Staying on the bottom, causing those guys to get all jumbled up, though.
Yeah, the most important thing about getting your pit is trying to get in and out all at the same time. And if you can't, like I say, you got to form up as quickly as possible. And if that means the lead group or the lead cars that came out of the pit sooner than the rest of the group, they need to back up almost. And it's kind of counterintuitive, but it helps that entire pit pack, I guess. Kevin Ruff kind of slotted himself back in that inside line.
Using the Joey Logano strategy of getting in the way, slowing these guys down.
Oh, he's getting a good push from Jamie Knopf right now.
I can tell you as a driver,
yeah.
As a driver, I'm not really a fan of that at all in sim racing.
And actually, I was mistaken. Jamie Knopf is giving his teammate Daniel Simmons a push. Trying to get up there. I'm just waiting to hear something over the radio about some guys getting in here. I am hearing a little chatter. Malikian, William Owens. It looks like some of the guys might be pitting here. Cameron King's got the pitting in sign.
Our lead duo stay out, but pretty much everybody else comes to pit road behind them. It's going to leave the 1 and the 24 out there by themselves, which is not what you want here at Super Speedway.
No, it's definitely. They did not have a lot of friends that went in, so they're still out in front. But yeah, that's not going to be good. Especially, it's only going to be the 2 of them that are going to be pitting right now, the 1 and the 24. And and Kevin, unfortunately, he slotted behind him, but he's going to be left on his own island here in a minute. All right, Carolina boys, they are pitting. I almost have a feeling that Kyle Milliken might be our new race leader after all this gets cycled through.
Oh, the 1 slides into the pits. He locks it up. We'll see if he sped there, but he was sideways for sure. In contact with his teammate. Now he's into the wall, and just disaster here for the 1.
I think he may have had a pit penalty.
I had to lead over.
If it's the line that I'm looking at, he was doing 70 miles an hour.
50 of Martin Garreau leading Simon Maggon, Jeff Chandler, Brian Messer, and Brian Dixon right now as the cars that have yet to pit. I believe you're right. Corey Atkins still in the pits here. Dropping like a rock.
Man, they had a good strategy. He was able to get up there. A lot of speed in those cars, but man, it's like what I've said. Anytime you come to these plate tracks, it's that final pit stop. You got to nail it.
You got to execute.
That's where your race comes down to. It comes down to that final pit stop.
So now we see a couple of the Rumble Racing guys, Garreau and Maggon, leading the way. Jeff Chandler right there with Brian Messer and Brian Dixon. Your top 5 all right there together. Or, yeah, all 5 of those right there together.
Yeah, and the 18 of John Connor, he had pitted. He's in that pack of 5, but he had already pitted on lap 65. So obviously, I assume Jeff is going to go with the 3 cars in front of him. They are the only cars that I'm seeing. Well, there's still a lot of guys on the lead lap, but yeah, they are the only 4 cars right now.
And now, right now, Daniel Simmons, Jamie Knopf leading back there. That second group, Robert Malikian, J.C. Evans, and Nick Alford.
Yeah, and actually, I think Daniel Simmons might take over this race lead once we eventually get that final pit stop here.
I believe so. I believe he leads the guys that have pitted so far. A couple of teammates up front right there. And where is Richie Coy?
I am looking
19th.
Him and Wayne, yeah, they both had kind of a slow exit from the pit stop, and they kind of got stranded on the island out there. All right, Brian Messer coming in for a pit. over the radio.
All right, so we'll see if this whole group pits together. If it's just going to be the last two there, the couple of teammates on the back of this pack. Looks like they're going to stay out one more lap. Maybe that was a signal trying to get those guys in front of the pit as well, and they did not. But now actually Messer is going to come in with Brian Dixon. Grow, Simon Madigan, and Jeff Chandler, currently your top three here in this little group of five.
Now, I'd imagine they are definitely trying to wait for a caution to come out, but with the way the cars are all spread apart right now, I just don't foreseeably seeing it happen.
So the group that's already pitted are about 16 seconds behind this group, or 17 seconds behind this group. So when they pit, they're immediately going to go lap down, or go behind those guys anyway.
Right. Well, not only that though, too, but Daniel Simmons, they're running about 0.6 faster than Jeff Chandler's pack right now. So they're kind of hurting for even staying out that as long as they are. They just need a caution to capitalize.
I'm actually seeing those actually.
Don't see it happening.
They're actually gaining time. That small pack in front, where they were.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, I'm looking at lap times right now. Daniel Simmons crossing the line at a 50.3. Jeff Chandler ran a 50.3 that last lap. They do got a couple more cars in that field. There is a 6-car pack with the field that Simon Magnan and Martin Groh and Jeff Chandler are in. But those are the only 3 out of that pack that are on the lead lap. So, I don't know.
Still running here. We're going to come around to 14 laps to go here at Talladega. Wait for these guys to make their final pit stop.
14, or we got more than 14?
14 to go. Maybe that's wrong. 19?
19 to go.
19 laps to go.
Well, that opening pack now, our leader pack right now with Martin Groh and Simon Magnan and Jeff Chandler has gotten a little bit bigger. But again, it's up to 5 or 7 cars now. But again, 3 of those cars still need to go get some gas. And the Daniel Simmons, Jamie Knopf, Robert Malikian, they got a pretty good pack right now. I think there's 6 cars in that pack. They're slowly gaining. They're down to about a 16-second gap.
Those guys waiting to make that final pit stop. Daniel Simmons back here, though. These guys are good to go. They know there's just going to be a race for the lead if it stays green. And you got 2 teammates, like I said, Simmons and Knopf right there. Knopf got his win just recently, and he's looking to get Simmons a win to get in that playoff picture as well.
Well, they've definitely put themselves in the right spot, and they're looking really good right now if they can just kind of hang there. And I can see Corey kind of caught up with that pack. Now, Corey is a lap down, unfortunately, because of that pit road incident. He's not the first car in the lead lap. John Connor is 21st spot. So we only got 20 guys right now currently on the lead lap. And that will change once our top 3 currently do pit.
I'm on board with the 46, Simon Magnan. We rode on board with him before. He made those evasive maneuvers to miss that wreck early on. It was very entertaining to watch his onboard as he snaked through the wreck. And it's paying off now as he runs second behind teammate Martin Garreau, leading the charge here. And again, Jeff Chandler behind these guys as well. These 3, though, need to come to pit road for fuel.
Yeah, they're being pretty calm with each other up front. I mean, there is a little bit of pushing going on, but not to the amount or the extent that we've been seeing otherwise from some of these other cars. So they're doing what they can do, but I know they're praying for caution.
I wonder if Jeff's being very ginger on that throttle pedal. Are they going to try? There's no way that they can make it from when we got a caution, right?
I can't imagine. Let me go back, though, and look to see when Jeff actually did pit. Jeff's last pit was lap 45. Dare I say?
It looks like 49 laps. I don't think.
I'd be very, very, very surprised if he can make it.
Well, I know leading out front, the 50 of Garreau, there's almost no way, because if he's full throttling out front, he's burning all the fuel here.
Oh yeah, for sure. And what, we have 15 to go. I can't imagine, maybe even Simon doesn't. He probably doesn't have more than 5 laps left. Not Simon, Martin.
See if these guys decide to pit. Everything kind of sorted out. You've got a couple of different packs going on here. You got this group of about 6 cars on the lead lap. Then there's a few more lap cars mixed in. And then you drop back to Kermit, who is in a group of... Well, he's got him and Ray Gill are in that same group there, a group of 4. And back here to Alex Murphy, Alexander Hodge, AJ Zepeda, Travis Gilbert in this group. Everybody just spread out. And then you got Richie Coy back here with Wayne Grassi only. Those guys are only on a lonely island right there.
All right, I heard the call. Martin and Simon, I believe, are pit. Let's see if Jeff goes with him. I assume he's gonna.
They come down the backstretch. They're going to make their pit this time by the 50 and the 46 leading this group. And there's a lap car between them and the 31 of Jeff Chandler. See what happens right here.
They gave it their try. They were hoping for that pit stop. Jeff Chandler stays out, and the 20 goes in with them. That's kind of surprising.
Well, the 20 is a teammate. Oh, no! Teamwork going wrong here as they enter pit road. The 20 into the 50 and the 46 out in the grass. Oh, man.
I mean, I like the idea of bringing your teammate in there, even though he'd be in a lap down or so to kind of help the team, but that did not help the team. Although they're in for a quick splash and go, so. Jeff Chandler to the point now.
Yeah, so what is he doing here? Is he saving fuel behind these lap cars?
I believe I had to go back and look, but yeah, I think he kind of gave up some spots there, or not really give up spots, but just kind of said, I'm going to go back to the pack and just kind of save some gas here. Yeah, he did. He let those guys go. Well, maybe not let him go. The 18 kind of got around him when the 3 cars pitted, and Jeff said, "All right, that's fine. I'm just back here saving some gas." I'll tell you, if Jeff gets the top 3 out of this for saving gas, that's going to be pretty epic.
Those guys are coming down pit road that just pitted there. It's going to come out right behind them, but they're not going to be able to tack on, I don't think.
And the line of Daniel Simmons and Jamie Knuff right now, they are slowly catching that group. I mean, not at a high rate, even though there's double the cars. They still got about over 13 seconds to go. And the lap times we are down to, we'll be down to 10 laps after they cross this line here. So they're running out of time. If Jeff does have enough gas, they might not have enough track left in him to catch them.
Yeah, coming to 10 to go here at the line. 10 laps to go at Talladega for the Victory Fuel Cup Series, the Talladega 200. And you're right, he's dropping off this pack, but you don't want to lose this pack either. You want to keep that draft, because if he doesn't get that draft, then he's going to be in trouble.
That's right, yeah. I mean, Doyle must have had a pretty rough day, but now Jeff's putting him on the edge of his seat.
And he is dropping back. He's losing that draft. He's going to have to... Okay, he's going to actually pass some of these guys here. They're going to help him out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
Oh, here comes Jeff.
There he goes.
Pit road. Out of fuel, not going to make it. So he comes to pit road. And then it's going to hand your lead over to the 06 of Daniel Simmons. This is your lead pack now.
And I'm looking through the line here. We've got the top 4, 5, 6. The top 6 of that group right now are fighting for position, for lead position. So everybody else that's in that group is a lap down. They're just there for the air.
there for the air.
Yeah, you got Daniel Simmons, Jamie Knopf, Robert Malikian, Nick Alford, J.C. Evans, and William Lark. So, yeah, the top 6 of that pack right now. Those are the guys that are fighting. They're going to be fighting for this win when it comes down to it. Will we see a second lane emerge?
Here's the tricky thing. You want to wait to the last minute to try to make a move here at the end. You definitely do. We've seen before that Jamie Knopf, Daniel Simmons, they're not afraid to race each other. So I'm not so sure we're set up for a push here to the end. So that can happen as well. You know, Malikian's not going to be settled in for third and J.C. Evans for fourth. The other thing that kind of factors in here too is that while you're in the top 3 or 4, you want to kind of wait till the end of the race to make a move. The guys 5th on back are not going to wait that long. They're not going to let you wait that long. You don't want to make a move early and pull that group back to you from behind, but at the same time, you're going to run out of patience in the back as well.
Well, I'm sure we got Ben Tracy out there probably rooting on his teammates here. And I don't know. I'm going to give it to the old 2-tire pony. He's going to push his teammate to the win, and he's going to stay in the line, and I don't think there's going to be any trickery. I think they're going to try and go for that 1-2. I think they know that inside line is strong, and they just need to hold there and make it work for the 2 of them.
But if everybody else gangs up on them on the outside, that could be problems too. If everybody could get on the same page. But how often do we see that?
Well, yeah, out of those top 6 cars, we've only got 2 of them that are teammates. Everybody else is a solo fighter. So, I mean, you do have Corey Atkins in the 24 back there, and they might – I could see the 2 of them.
William Lark.
Well, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Well, you have Corey Atkins and William Lark. Now, I can see the 2 of them kind of making that dart to go to the outside first. Try to get that ball rolling, and then you might see a J.C. Evans or even a Robert Williams or possibly even a Nick Alford kind of bounce to that outside, try to make the outside happen. But I don't know. Jamie's going to stick with Daniel.
It's going to take some organization, and I don't know that the guys will be organized enough to push somebody else by these guys. You know, there's not enough of an organized push there to make that move, I don't think, but they could definitely prove me wrong.
Well, the way the outside line is really struggling tonight, I'd almost think you're going to have to do it earlier. You know, I know you say maybe wait till the end. I don't think it's you almost got to test the theory first to see if it's even viable. And I don't see that outside line though. You know, making up that much momentum towards the end. You know, within a lap or so.
Well, the thing too is if it gets side by side, they're going to open the door to that group behind them, maybe catching them. They're 6 seconds back, so I don't. It's going to be a tough push as they come to 5 laps to go here.
Yeah, and I was going to say they don't have the laps with them.
They are faster back there, but you're right. As long as they stay in line here to the last lap, I don't think it's going to happen.
No, there's still quite a bit of cars here. I mean, yeah, and they're not super organized in this front pack, but they've got the time right now and the lap ahead of them. And then Nick Alford just keeps bouncing in and out too. Mm-hmm. So that you know that's probably killing that whole draft. We'll see. It's I know Daniel Simmons right now. He's liking what he sees. He's come close to winning one of these a couple of years ago, or for the whole season, just winning any kind of race here. And right now, the cards are in his favor.
4 laps to go.
Benjamin Tracy in chat, 06 to victory lane. Did you give these guys some team orders there, Ben? I'm telling you, Jamie's going to push him. I have a feeling Jamie's like, I'm going to get my teammate in for a win this year.
If Jamie didn't get that win last week, or the week before last, actually, if Jamie hadn't have been to victory lane already this season, I have a feeling those guys would race it out. But you're right. I'm thinking they may actually work together here and get the 06 in victory lane, so both those cars are in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, exactly too, and you know, and Daniel. Oh, here we go.
Got to move.
J.C. Evans goes to the outside. Nick Alford kind of follows him up. Not very organized though. J.C. had the run, but Nick did not. They're still going to try to make it happen here. catching a couple lap cars now too, so they're going to be able to get a little bit of sniff a little bit of draft over them. Although they are closing in on those lap cars quickly.
Well, the thing that's going to hurt them is Nick Alford flashing there. If he flashes in and out, it's going to be hard for him to push, and hard for the 09 to get a push here. But there they go. They've got a run down the backstretch. J.C. Evans to the lead.
Wow. Yeah, and the Carolina boys in tow, kind of like I predicted. I kind of assumed the two of them would work together. Jamie's got to start leaning on that bumper now.
Boy, they pulled that outside lane. They have proved us wrong. The outside lane working really nice here. As they pull down in front, all four of them are going to take the lead. 3 laps to go. No, 2 laps to go.
Yeah, and of those, Corey Atkins got kind of shoveled out there. He's really not in the mix for a point right now.
Yep, so he's going to get shuffled out here. It's going to be tough for the 24 of Lark in third. He could have used that teammate, but he's not going to have it as Daniel Simmons is going to fill that gap. And it's not over. Here comes the 16 Malikian looking to the outside. Got no help, though.
We're down to 2 to go here. I'm waiting to see Jamie and Daniel kind of make that move on the outside now.
Let's see what happens. J.C. Evans leading in the catbird seat. Nick Alford second. William Larkin third as they come to the white flag. Going to be 1 lap to go as they hit the line.
There goes the Tracy Motorsports.
The 06 to the outside. No. They couldn't make it work. They're going to have to pull back inside. White flag, 1 lap to go. J.C. Evans leading the way. Nick Alford second. William Lark third, getting pushed from the 06 of Simmons.
Yeah, they're going to have to... that Nick Alford kind of flashing out, though. That might hurt that lane.
Down the backstretch, Evans continues to lead. No run coming.
Here we go. Tracy Motorsports making that push to the final corner.
Then they go to the outside. The 06 to the outside with help from the 48. The 09 watching it, trying to move up. They're side by side. The 09 trying to block both lanes as they come to the line. Out of turn 4, it's going to be J.C. Evans leading the way. Here comes Nick Alford to the back of Evans. It's not going to happen. Nick Alford to the back of Evans. To the line, J.C. Evans wins the Talladega 250.
Wow.
What a move to the outside by the 09 to get that lead with the help from the 99 and the 24. Man, they made that outside work just in time. He hangs on, grabs the checkered flag.
I did not hear any communication, but somehow they communicated, and yeah, they made that outside line work, and it won them the race. Wow.
Amazing.
Fortunate for the Tracy Motorsports. They were so close. They were chasing that victory fuel, and man, they didn't have enough steam at the end to make it around. That outside lane struggled tonight.
Say it with me. First time winner. J.C. Evans takes home the checkered flag, locks himself into the playoffs, gets that monkey off his back or shoulders if you're Tony, and does everything he needs to do here to grab that playoff spot and win tonight at Talladega Superspeedway. Let's look at our finishing results here at Talladega. What an exciting finish there. J.C. Evans gets it done with the checkered flag. Nick Alford finishes P2 in the number 98. Robert Malikian P3 in the 16. Great run for Malikian to get third there. Fourth for William Lark in the 24. Still knocking on that door of his first win. The 06 of Simmons and Jamie Knopf, 5th and 6th. Those guys, they thought they had that under control, and then they jumped them on the outside. Kermit Henney finishes 7th. Ray Gill finishes 8th. 9th is going to be AJ Zapata. And 10th spot, the 35, Alex Murphy.
All right, finishing 11th, Alexander Hodge. Travis Gilbert finishing 12th. Kyle Milliken, 13th. Richie Coy, 14th. Wayne Grossi, 15th. Martin Garreau, 16th. Jeff Chandler, 17th. Brian Dixon, 18th. Brian Messer, 19th. John Connor, 20th. Kevin Ruff, 21st. Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., 22nd. Corey Atkins, 23rd. First car lap down. And then Simon Magnan, Mason Hoffner, Alan Duranco, Martin Pinnell, Cameron King, Lane Allen, William Owens, Brandon Fetterplace, Ray Lane, Colton Gum, Cameron Albertson, Robert Fitzpatrick Jr., Brandon Elder, E.J. Luna, and Michael Call rounding out your 38-car field. And I said before this broadcast started, we're going to see a new winner tonight, and I was correct.
Absolutely. First time winner J.C. Evans going to find his way to victory lane. We'll talk to him and the top three finishers when we come back after this commercial break. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are Best One.
The best tires.
The best customer service.
The best automotive service.
And the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One.
Back here at Talladega Superspeedway, wrapping up the Talladega 250 with a first-time winner. It's got to be a lot of fun. Tony, we saw what I didn't think that outside lane had a chance. We were talking about it in the break. I don't think they had a chance, but they made that work with 4 cars.
Well, I kind of said it too with a few laps ago. I said they're going to have to try something early. Surprisingly, they did, and it worked. And hats off to them. It's how they won. And yeah, I was about as shocked as you to see them really kind of get that steam, because we know Jamie was really all over Daniel, just trying to keep him out there out front. So kind of a heartbreak for the Tracy Motorsports team, but man, what a move on the outside. And again, it paid off.
Yeah, there's going to be heartbreak, but there's going to be celebration in that 09 camp tonight, getting that first win of the season. I know the 06 thought he had it under control there, Daniel Simmons, but it just, man, they overpowered him on the outside, which was crazy, and a good finish. Very exciting finish here at the end. We're going to throw it over to our Victory Fuel post-race show here in Victory Lane and talk to our top 3 finishers. We'll see if we can top. And the correction, we had a third place. I don't know why my results showed third place Robert Maliki, and it actually was William Lark who beat Robert Maliki into the line. We're going to talk to him now. We'll talk to the 24 of William Lark. William, congratulations, man. Third place finish tonight. Hard-fought battle there at the front. You were one of the 4 cars that made that outside lane work there at the end. We didn't think it was going to happen, but you guys pushed through, persevered, and were able to make that move.
Yeah. Wasn't sure what I was going to do. I didn't know if I was just going to ride there and just finish 6th or what I was going to do. But them guys jumped out, and I went with them, and it worked out for us.
Well, I tell you, I know it's not a win, and I know it's everybody's goal here tonight, but to come home with a third place finish, another solid win. You continue to knock on the door of that first win. We saw a first-time winner tonight. It wasn't you, but I'm telling you, your name is high on the list of being one of those next guys to get that win.
I'll be doggone, I'm going to get me one of them. I'm going to try to do it clean, and I'm going to get me one of them.
Well, I know early on you and the one of Corey Atkins, your teammate, y'all were working really well together, running that outside lane, able to take the lead early on, and we're working really well there together. But then coming to pit road, there was some issues there. I know, and it's tough, but man, you hated to see that happen, because then you lost your draft him. Although he was there at the end, he just was a lap down.
That's right. Yeah, it kind of worked out when he coming around, he went being a lap down, but yeah, it was kind of scary getting in the pit road. I don't know if I got any little damage when he got sideways. I kind of bumped him a little bit, but it worked out, man. And when they were coming by me on the when I got up on the track, I said, "Damn, I don't think I can keep in the draft," but it worked out. I closed in on them, and it worked out real good.
Yeah, you guys actually did a really good job out there. Like I said, led several laps. Man, you're right on the cusp of getting that first win. You're there every week. It seems like very, very fast every week, and you've picked it up lately. So what's the secret? What's going on? Like suddenly you're showing up every week in the top 5.
Trying to put a little extra time and a little practice. That's what I'm trying to do. But it just and the chips are falling where I'm up front toward the end, so it's kind of working out.
Well, it's awesome to see you up front, man. Like I said, knocking on that door of the first win. You're going to get that very soon, as my prediction. As a matter of fact, I might need to change some of my choices at the beginning of these races because you're up there every
I
night. But
appreciate it.
man, congratulations again tonight. Third place finish, a good solid finish at Talladega. You brought home the car. That's pretty much all you can ask for. So I'm going to hand you the mic, let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs.
Appreciate you. Thank you guys for everything you guys do. Congratulations to JC on his first win, and thanks my teammate Corey for all the help he gave me tonight. And looking forward to next week, man. Thank you guys.
All right, there's your third place finisher tonight, the 24 William Lark, bringing it home for the Carolina boys in P3. Tony, I believe you're standing by with second place, Nick Alford.
Hey, Nick. Yeah, I'm out here with Nick, our point champion from season A. This has probably been the best race you had all season. Would you say so?
Man, it's definitely the best plate race or drafting race, whatever you want to call it, kind of race I've ever had here. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the second place.
Yeah, well,
I got
you
my
had a
friends
little bit
with
of
this.
issue early on, and we saw you get in a wreck, and we kind of almost wrote you out there for a little while until we saw you sneaking back up in the top 5, and that outside line move towards the last end of the race. I mean, it definitely helped you get to second place. What was going through your mind towards those last couple of laps?
Also, that damage. Luckily, I only had a little bit over a minute of damage, so I was able to get it done without going a lap down. And then the rest of the race, we were just kind of riding. So earlier this week, I talked to Brian Dixon and Michael Call, and we decided to get a little bit of a teamwork going with the Jace Motorsports guys and the Hot Lap Heroes, and then Cameron King as well. So I got behind JC tonight, and I said, man, I'm going to push you wherever you want to go. And then about 5 to go, Corey Atkins actually private messaged me in the car and said, hey, you want to take the outside with me and Will? I said, let's go. So that's kind of how that unfolded, but it worked out well. Good second place finish. Got our help a win tonight, so good night all around.
Well, yeah, we were wondering about some of the team strategy there at the end, but Corey is kind of a keyboard warrior, and that's kind of cool. He did private messaging, and that's kind of what made it happen. And so if you were already in cahoots with JC as well, that definitely was the move of the night, and obviously, you guys all benefited from it. So again, congratulations. I'm going to open up the floor to you and thank your sponsors.
Yeah, give a shout out to Team Conti GG providing fast setups. The Hot Lap Heroes, Jace Motorsports, JC, and I even go ahead and thank William Lark and Corey Atkins there tonight too.
Well, that's Nick Alford, your second place winner. Good job again tonight, and proving once again that you got to have friends out there on track to win these plate races, and that's exactly what these guys did. I think we got Brody now with our first-time winner, JC Evans.
Yeah, I'm standing out here in victory lane with a very excited first-time winner. JC Evans gets it done at Talladega. JC, congratulations, man. You made the move to make it work here tonight on the outside. I didn't think it was going to happen, but you guys were able to pull it off, and you get that first win at FTSR. Congratulations.
Thanks, Birdie.
Well, man, it was exciting out there for sure at the end. You guys made it exciting. You made the move that won you the race there. You had some help from Nick Alford and the 24 and the 1 as well there. Talk about that move. I guess we'll start at the end. The move to make to get the lead there. You had help from the 98. You knew the 1 was there to help with the 24. You guys moved to the outside, but we haven't seen that outside work all night. We haven't seen unless there was a checkup on the inside. It was so hard to get that outside lane to work apparently, but you guys pull out there and able to make that pass. When you clear him and you pull down and take the lead, what are your thoughts in that moment?
Oh, I was like you, seeing the outside not strong tonight. So like when I knew I had to go on the outside and make the run, I was like hoping that it was going to work, and I'm thankful it did. And also, it just takes a lot of teamwork to make that outside work. And that's kind of like what was screwing things up, was like a lot of drivers were not really knowing how to work together on the outside.
Well, early in the race, though, you were involved or close to being involved in one of those accidents very early on there. And anytime that happens, I know from being behind the wheel that it kind of takes the winds out of yourselves if you're not careful, because you're like, oh man, now I got damaged. Now I got to claw my way back up front. Just talk about the mental side of things. Like, you have to stay focused. You have to continue to think you got a chance at this and let things play out. You can so easily check out mentally, and that can ruin your race.
Oh yeah, absolutely. These super speedways, you just have to be really patient and just kind of like just ride, just make laps. That's all you got to do, and just kind of like just be there to the end, see what happens on the pit road cycle if it happens on the green.
Yeah, absolutely. And you did everything right. Come home to win. I'm going to pass it to Tony, though. I'm sure Tony's got some things he's wanting to ask or comment on.
Well, first of all, JC, man, congratulations. First win in FTSR. That's pretty awesome. And the last thing you just said is what I say every single race. You got to be patient, got to ride around. Take what the track will give you and what some of your friends happen to do. I went back and I had a replay. You were the first guy to kind of step out in line. You had a little bit of a run. Now I noticed you're catching some of the lap cars. Were you thinking you might be able to use them as maybe like a little draft pick, a pinch or whatever, to kind of maybe get up there? And I know like Nick really wasn't on your bumper when you pulled up there, so it probably took him a little while to get up there. But eventually, the Carolina boys came through. They helped you out, and it was a great move, winning move, obviously, and just congrats again.
Yeah, thanks, Tony.
Yeah. So again, win number 1 of the season on the biggest stage in the Cup Series at Talladega. Again, congratulations, man. Lock yourself in the playoffs too. Let's talk about that. So on the playoffs, you're locked in the playoffs. You go into season C with a chance to kind of climb the playoff leaderboard. You got that monkey off your back too. Got the first win. Now it just kind of opens you up to more wins. What's the plan going forward here?
Well, I mean, the plan is not going to change. I'm still going to race to try to win and hopefully learn more things over time before the playoffs start. So that way I'm prepared for that first race, and then just kind of like just do my normal.
Absolutely. Well, you've expanded the team this season too with EJ Luna and another driver coming on board here. And so that was awesome to see from a league standpoint. So glad you guys are finding success. Hopefully, EJ, he's really fast. Some of those guys are really fast. You guys are fast every week. You finally got that monkey off your back. We look for more success going forward. Well, again, congratulations. Win number 1 tonight here at Talladega. I'm going to hand you the mic to let you do your shout outs and your sponsor plugs.
I want to shout out to Nick and Brandon for letting my team become like a partnership alliance for this race with them. They were awesome to work with all race long. My own team, Jace Motorsports, me and Kurt and Michael and EJ, and also we got a satellite team with 91.9, and that's with AJ, and they do great every week. Team Conti with the setups each week, and Kings Island for being a good amusement park, and I got to thank Victory Fuel for sponsoring the league, and you guys in the booth. And speaking of Victory Fuel, now I have to probably get me a can and start celebrating with it.
Absolutely. Well, you do. You get your 4-pack, so you'll talk to Richie. We'll get you set up with that as well. So looking forward to Looking forward to that. I'm sure you are looking forward to that as well. But again, man, congratulations tonight. First win of the season, first win in the league, but first for overall, and locks you in the playoffs, and you got that monkey off your back. Congratulations on your win. Enjoy it, and we'll see you next week as we head off to Pocono.
Yep, thank you.
So win number 1 tonight. That check box has been checked for J.C. Evans. Got that win off his checklist, and now just adding to more. Tony, we saw an exciting finish there tonight, exciting race. It got drawn out there at the end, though. With those pit stops, we had groups, spread out all across the track. It just so happens J.C. Evans ends up with a partner that he had worked on throughout the week behind him, and it paid off.
Good strategy, good friends, good victory fuel at the end of the day, and that's a good play track race. We talked during the break too that the inside line a bit stronger than the outside line, and maybe that might get repaired or fixed down the road. But I'll tell you, very fun, very interesting race. The outside line did prevail at the end. And wow, just a lot of fun. Hopefully everybody else had a lot of fun doing it. Hopefully everybody in chat had fun watching it. It was a great race, I thought.
Yeah, everybody in chat seemed to enjoy it. I hope you guys did enjoy it. We really enjoyed it up here in the booth. Got exciting there at the end. A move that we didn't expect to work out. They made it work. So goes to show we don't know what we're talking about, Tony.
Honestly, right? Yeah. I mean, who would have thought, right?
Well, next week, a week from today, they head to Pocono Raceway. The Pocono 250 here, the Victory Fuel Cup Series, will be in Pocono, Pennsylvania. We're looking forward to that race. That's always an interesting track. A 3-turn track. Some say 3, some say 5. So who knows? It's got 3 corners. Let's just say that it's a triangle. Yep. And looking forward to seeing who figures things out there as well. Look forward to taking these cars there and see what happens. Next Monday night, 9 p.m. You can watch it right here on Full Throttle Television. And then before that, in 2 days, the Truck Series will be in action at Pocono. The SimRacingPoints.com Truck Series in action Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. right here on Full Throttle Television as well. So, Tony, we saw a lot of interesting stuff happen tonight. A new winner. Everybody's kind of excited. We'll see what happens next week. And that's
I think it's time to get that drink now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you got to have friends here at Talladega tonight. J.C. Evans had the friends, had the push, had the momentum, and he has the checkered flag now here in the Victory Fuel Cup Series. But that's going to do it for everybody on Full Throttle Television. For Tony Solari, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed it like we did. We'll see you in 2 days in Pocono.